Hey guys, I'm back in the kitchen this morning and they're calling for rain today and tomorrow. Let's see, today is Tuesday. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday. So there's not much work going on outside. And I had this 2-pound chuck roast in the freezer that I really needed to get out and fix. So I'm going to do something new with it that I've never done before. So watching Cooking with CJ on YouTube with the Ninja Woodfire grill, he smoked this and he called it Poor Man's Brisket. So I'm following his instructions. I've got the roast thawed now, so I'm going to season it. Now I don't have the season that he used, but I'm trying to decide whether to do this Paul Prudhomme's Magic Barbecue Seasoning. One's got a white lid and a red lid, but the ingredients are the same. One has an anti-caking agent in it, so I'm not sure about that. But then I've got the McCormick's Texas Barbecue. So which one should I use? Decisions. And then I have my temperature probe out here ready to stick into the meat to cook it to an internal temperature to well done. I think it's like 170 degrees. And when it reaches that mark, then CJ takes it off and wraps it in aluminum foil and pours some beef stock in on it and puts it back on the grill until it comes up to a 220 temperature. But to start with, I need to unpackage this, and I'm going to put it on this tray and season it real well and let it sit out for a couple of hours before I put it on the grill. So I'll see you then. I've decided to go with this Magic Barbecue Seasoning by Paul Prudhomme, and it says no MSG, no preservatives, and it's gluten-free. Ingredients are salt, spices, brown sugar, garlic, onion, paprika, and natural smoke flavor. So I think I will use this one. I smelled the Texas one and it smelled good, but it was pretty strong. So I'll use that on something else. Season it liberally on all sides. Okay. Okay, I'm going to cover this and just let it sit here and rest for a couple of hours, and then I'll fire up the wood fire grill. I think I'm also going to smoke some baked potatoes to go with this. So I'll get this cooked first, and then while the grill is still hot, I'll put the potatoes on. Well, it's been almost 2 hours since I've had the meat resting, and it's seasoned with that good barbecue seasoning. So I'm going to get the grill started, and it comes with this internal meat probe, and I've never figured out how to really use it, but I'm going to try again today. I also have another one that I want to stick into it so I can make sure, but this just fits right under the grill right there for storage, and you plug it in on the side. Okay, it's plugged in good. So when I bring the meat out, I'll stick this in the meat, but I'll lay it here for right now. And I'm just wiping it down where it's been sitting outside under the cover. And I'm going to check my pellets. And the last time I smoked what did I smoke? A pizza, I think, and it didn't take long at all. So it barely used any pellets, and this is the robust blend that comes with it. So I'm just going to fill up this chamber with a few more pellets. It's the robust blend that comes with the Ninja Woodfire grill. You don't want to overfill it for sure. So I have it just to the top of the vent line here. And I will put it back in the hopper. Close that up. Then I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to turn it on to the smoker. And I think he said 275. I'm going to check that just to make sure. I'll be back. I checked CJ's recipe, and yes, he said to put it on the smoker setting and the temperature at 275. It's on 2 hours. He had a bigger piece of meat, and he set that up to 6 hours, but mine is just a 2-pounder, and I'll set it for 4 just so it's not beeping, telling me to do something. But we were just going to cook it to internal temperature anyway, so the time doesn't really matter. We've got that set. Now we hit the wood fire and let it go through the ignition process, but we have to hit this start button first. So now it's going through the igniting these pellets over here on the side, and when it's ready to add the food, we'll put the chuck roast on there. Well, it's gone through the igniting process, and now the temperature is displaying again. So I'm going to go ahead and put this chuck roast on. So I have an external meat probe that I've got setting here that will tell me the internal temperature of the meat. And then I have this meat probe that came with the unit that I got plugged in here. So I'm going to put both of them in. So I have the external probe stuck in here on this side, and I'm just going to take the Ninja Woodfire, try to get it in the middle. I'm going to set it down to do it. Okay, I've got both of the meat probes in. I'm going to take this chuck roast, and it's a 2-pounder. Put it right on the middle. And I have a little tray of water that I'm going to sit here next to it. And the reason for this is CJ says to do this to keep the meat from drying out. Normally recipe says to open it and mist it every so few minutes, but instead of that he sets this tray of water in it. So now I'm going to close this up. And let it smoke. So we'll probably check it in another 45 minutes to an hour. This, I've got it set to 170 degrees, to cook to 170 degrees. Right now it says it's 64 degrees internally. So I don't see the temperature probe temperature on this one. I don't know really how to set it. I'm afraid to mess with these buttons since I've already got it cooking, so I'm going to leave well enough alone. Okay, the temperature is up to 180. I should have been out here sooner. Let me turn that off. So I'm going to take it off. See, this temperature probe still doesn't see anything. I'm going to check it here. It looks good and moist. And I'm going to take it off and put it in this tray and then pour some beef broth over it. So I put it in this tray and poured about a half a cup of beef broth over it and wrapped it back up. Put it back on the grill, on the smoker, and set this temperature again. So the temperature now says it's 174 degrees, and once it gets up to 205, I will take it off. In the meantime, I'm going to go in and scrub some potatoes and get them ready to put on the smoker when that comes off. The temperature is almost there. It's 201 right now. We want it to be 205. So we'll just hang out here and wait. I've got my potatoes ready to put on. These are 2 small potatoes that I had. I just pierced them with a fork and basted them with some bacon grease. The backfield looks good where the hay's been cut. And I've cleared out the garden, and yesterday I picked off some dead zinnia heads to save them for seed. There's some still blooming down there, so I'll just let them go for a while until they die, and then I'll clean all of that up. It rained early this morning, but it hasn't rained anymore today. But it looks like storm clouds are starting to come in, so we may get some later this afternoon. I haven't really checked the weather to see. But if we don't, the yard doesn't need to be mowed, but coming up the driveway does. So I may get the mower out and mow that later when I get the food done. We could certainly use some rain. My mandevilla plant on the deck is still blooming really pretty. But my dragonwing begonias over here are just about spent, but I don't want to pull them up yet. And there's my other pot of dragonwing begonias. They're under the carport. The leaves are changing and dropping. The cherry tree in the back, many of those leaves are already gone. The wind is just blowing them off. Actually, I need to cancel this now that I put the potatoes on. And I'm going to put it on bake. And check it at 45 minutes. I'm going to change the temperature to 400. There, and hit start. It says add food. I have to open and close the lid to do that. So now it's on bake at 400, and we'll check it when it beeps. Alright, let's check these potatoes and see if they're, well, I'd say they are done. Yeah. And all the water's gone out of this little tin, so I'm just going to put them in here and turn this thing off. And just leave the lid up and let it cool. Let's take these inside. Okay, this chuck roast has been resting for about an hour. So I'm going to unwrap it. It looks and smells so good. I got my Rada knives laying out here, so I'm going to see if I can slice it. It's got a good smoke ring around it. I'll slice some pieces here and show it to you. It's slicing up really nice, like you're just slicing through butter. I didn't get that cut all the way through there. So I don't know if you can tell from the camera. Let me just pick it up and show you. You see the smoke ring around it? And it's very juicy. I don't know if you can see the juice coming out or not. I'm going to taste it right here. Very good. Now, the texture is not the texture you're going to get. Excuse me. The texture is not the texture you're going to get compared to slow cooking it or cooking it in the oven, in a Dutch oven or something. When you cook it that way, it more or less falls off the bone. But this is more of a brisket texture. And you slice it up like you would slice a brisket, and it's a little more chewy, but tender. So it's very good. But what I'm missing is when you fix it in the Dutch oven or a crock pot, all that juice that you can put over top of it. So there wasn't really a lot of juice left in this after it's smoked. But I think if you had some barbecue sauce to dip it in, because that barbecue seasoning on it's really good too. It's not overpowering at all. So I'm gonna fix this a plate with my baked potato and maybe a little salad, and that's gonna be my supper. So here is my dinner plate, and I didn't have any barbecue sauce open, so I just put a little bit of ketchup here to dip my steak in, my baked potato and Caesar salad. So I've got a great supper tonight.